Well, that, of course, speaking a bit earlier on, the mother of Kanya Cekeshe, standing there with the uncle, Mnikelo Madala, who joins me now in studio. He was at court this morning. Mr. Madala, thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thanks for having me.
I think certainly for you as the family, the sense that I got is that you're very disappointed that for you, the wheels of justice are turning very slow.
It's been a very slow process, Griselda. Like you said earlier, he was sentenced in 2017 December, and it's been 22 months since he's been in prison. The magistrate back then didn't allow appeal. So we are happy that we are where we are now and where we can actually appeal the judgment. But it's been a very slow process.
You're obviously hoping for the best on Monday. Now, this is when the presiding magistrate, of course, will give judgment on the bail application, as well as an application on leave to appeal the conviction. So, I mean, for you as a family, how has he been coping? A bit earlier on when I spoke to you at the courthouse, you'd spoken about, him falling ill, how he tried to conceal the conditions, perhaps, that he's gone through over the past 22 months. Talk to us a bit about that.
We see him pretty often, and he tries to act strong. And when we're there, he tries to act like he's handling everything, but it cannot be easy for a young man like him to be in prison for something that people are enjoying the fruits of in the new students that have enrolled. And it seems like he's the only one that's still incarcerated from the Fees Must Fall movement. So that's not easy to accept as the family, and it can't be easy on him.
Then I have to ask then, do you as a family believe, given the fact that he's the only one who's incarcerated now from the entire batch of Fees Must Fall activists, do you believe that the persistent case by the state against Mr. Cekeshe was politically motivated?
I answered you earlier today, but there are a lot of coincidences where his case is concerned. Everyone else, the worst that they got was where they stayed home. I'm not sure of the term. And there's just been this, it seems like a concerted effort by the state to keep him behind bars. And I mean, I can't speak to political motives, but there's a lot of coincidences where I'm sitting, where he's concerned.
So you wouldn't rule that out as a family due to the coincidences that you see?
Not necessarily, no.
All right. Mr. Madala, I think, what is the family's issue with this particular case? In sitting in court today, what we picked up was that there have been issues, number one, with the state saying now that there's video evidence, which the defense is saying was not brought up in the initial trial, and also about the previous counsel of Mr. Cekeshe, of your nephew, who according to Advocate Toby, misled Mr. Cekeshe into signing this guilty plea.
Again, I can't speak on the legal matters because I'm not qualified. Yeah. But I think if we listened in court today, there were glaring sort of things that normal process should follow that weren't followed, according to Toby today.
And 16 discrepancies, he said, 16.
He did say that. And again, maybe that's coincidence, I don't know. But it's just glaring that our justice system works in a certain way for people who are disposed a certain way socioeconomically.
Yeah. Mr. Mnikelo Madala, thank you very much, sir, indeed, for your time this evening. Mnikelo Madala is the uncle of the convicted Fees Must Fall activist Kanya Cekeshe. Judgment, of course, on his bail application. An application to appeal his conviction will be delivered on Monday.